Hello, so in this video I'd like to explain what I think chess is really all about. So in order to do that, let me go put a position on the board so I have something to talk about. So in this position, white goes e4, black responds with e5 symmetrically. White attacks the e5 pawn with knight f3. Black plays knight c6 to defend his pawn. And now white attacks the knight that's defending the e5 pawn. So now let's think about this position a little bit. It looks like white is threatening to take the knight, like I say, and then get a free pawn. So it looks like black has to defend this pawn with d6 or some other move like that. But that's really not the move that he wants to play because that's a bit passive. It blocks his bishop in for starters. So let's suppose that just hypothetically, white was not able to take this knight on c6 on the next move. What would black really like to play in this position? So one of the moves black would like to play is a6. And if white were to maintain the situation and retreat his bishop with bishop a4, then black would have a little bit of a victory because the pawn on a6 is a little bit better than if it was on a7. So now let's think about this. So in reality, white can actually take this knight on c6. But if he does, it turns out that this threat to take the pawn on e5 is actually an empty threat. So I'll give you some reasons why it's an empty threat. So in this position, black can take back the bishop, and then if white were to take this pawn, black can win the pawn back in one of three ways. One is queen g5, one is queen e7, and one is queen to d4. Let me just go with this last one, which is the kind of the most convincing one. So queen d4 attacks the knight and the pawn. So in order for white to save one of these pieces, the knight is the more valuable of the two pieces. So white would have to retreat his knight. This would be the best move in this position. And now, ta-da, black gets his pawn back. And white would have to go here. And after this, black has a perfectly fine position. So the point that I'm making is that the tactical considerations are what enable you to make the best strategic moves. So in order to improve at your chess, it's more important for you to study all these tactical skirmishes than for you to study positional kinds of considerations, because it's these tactical considerations that are what enable you to play the moves that you really want to play to get exactly all you can out of the position. So let me end on that note, and I hope you watch another video.